Hello, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Sharita, the Behavior Literacy Strategist, coming at you again from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for both your child's behavior and literacy challenges, y'all. Welcome, Induka. Welcome back. It's at the end of the day, y'all. My hair is like, I'm tired now. You know what I mean? It's like I'm tired. I give up, So, to the end of the day, I just finished teaching my last student. It's been a pretty busy day, and I met some amazing moms today. And one of the moms, I guess this is what prompted me, Induka, to talk about this topic, is because to get on here right now, because I usually don't get on after I finish working. I usually get on during the day in the morning, but I met this mom today, and we were doing a consultation, and she was crying on the phone. And I get that, from time to time when I'm doing the consultations with moms, and we're talking, and then they start crying, and then they start apologizing. I'm like, sis, don't apologize. Like, I know exactly how you feel, I can say for myself as a mom, and I know y'all can relate. There's plenty of times that we do cry. When we're just trying to be the best mother we can be, and nothing is working, right? And I noticed a lot of moms, and I've been there, end up overcompensating. You have that mom guilt, right? That mom guilt. You want to be the best mom. You're trying real hard. You're overwhelmed with life. You're not taking care of yourself, right? Sound familiar? That self-care is sorely lacking. And on top of that, you have some struggles with your child. Maybe your child's not listening. Maybe you have some behavior issues. You get phone calls from school. That's like the worst thing for a mom, because we send our kids to school, and we want, first of all, especially as your first baby, right? When your baby's small, they have their first day of school. It's like, right? So you send them to school and everything, and then you want them to be safe, you want them to grow, you want them to do well, and then you may start getting phone calls from school and emails about their behavior, right? So what do moms usually do? We look at our children's failures as our failures. So what am I not doing? Maybe it's me. I'm doing this wrong, or it's my fault, or I should have done this, and sometimes moms say, maybe it's the way that I talk to her when I'm telling her to do something. Maybe if I change the way I talk to her, maybe, and then I ask, did you do that? And then what happened? It didn't help, because that's not the problem. When moms are overcompensating, like I said, I know I've been there. What are we teaching our kids? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. When we're overcompensating, when we feel guilty all the time, and we are giving too much and doing too much and fixing our kids' problems and letting them get away with stuff and giving in at the end and blaming ourselves, and then we'll always blame ourselves and be upset about it, but then the next day get back up, because this is my baby. I have to give it all I got. I have to work on this, make sure my child is okay. Just pause for a second and just think about your child for a moment. Like, see your child and ask yourself, what are they getting from all of this? They are watching us. They see how hard we work. Your child sees how hard you work. They see how you're trying to get them to move forward. You're trying this, it doesn't work. You're trying that, it doesn't work. You're trying this, you coming from underneath, under the ground, on top of the ceiling, or the side, and everything else, trying everything else. And they're seeing you do all this, and they're getting a message that mom is always going to be trying to fix it. Mom's always going to be taking care of it. Mom's always going to make it easy for me, because she wants me to be okay, because she loves me, she cares about me, and she at the end is going to always try to figure out a solution, or try to figure out what to do about me, or try to figure out how to make me do my homework, or try to figure out how to get some help for me to focus right? And while moms are doing this and they just keep going at it every day, not giving up, we see our kids giving up so easily. We see our kids not showing up. They don't have the same resilience. They don't have the same, when it comes to their own, things they're supposed to take care of. They're not taking responsibility for their actions or their schoolwork. They want you to do it. They want you to keep doing it. They're looking around, asking, wondering who's going to help them, right? And they're not moving. And two things are happening. One is, mom, while you're overcompensating, you're burning out. While you're overcompensating, you're doing way too much, and you don't have any time for yourself. While you're overcompensating, you start to, it messes with your mindset. You think that it's my fault. Everything is my fault. Everything is my fault. It's my responsibility. I'm supposed to. I'm like that. I'm an overachiever by nature. So when it came to parenting, I was the same way. If anything's not working, I need to fix it. It's on me. And one of the biggest challenges of parenting, I got to tell you, from my first child to now that I had to change, was to hold her accountable for her own stuff, let her make mistakes, let her fall and then get back up and try again. You know what I mean? Let her make bad choices. That's tough. Let her make bad choices, and then let her have the natural consequences that come with that. Oh my gosh. For the overcompensating mom, that's very, very difficult. Okay? But it's something that I had to learn how to do. And for our children, when we overcompensate, we take our responsibility and we take theirs as well. It's like a burden that they take off of themselves and they keep throwing onto the mom. Okay? And it becomes a pattern. It's convenient. And then I'm talking to moms on the phone who've been doing this for so long, and they're so overwhelmed. They feel horrible. They feel like failure. Feel like it's their fault. They don't know what else to do. They're crying. You know what I mean? But what would happen if you were able to draw a line and visualize two separate, spaces where this is your responsibility and this is your child's responsibility? What actually is your child's responsibility? And don't cross that line. If your child has a chore, it's their responsibility to do the chore, and it's their responsibility to do it correctly and to your approval, and they have to work and pay attention to detail, make sure it's done, but a lot of times mom, we be over there trying to make sure it's done, trying to get them to do it, right? And then when they give us a hard time, we just give in and we end up doing it, right? That's overcompensating. If we want our children, it's another thing that I notice a lot of moms do. We want our children to do something. We say, if you clean your room, then I'll take you to the movies, right? If you clean your room or you do your homework, then I'll take you to the park, or I'll take you to the mall, or I'll take you, or, and sometimes I'll give you money. I'll do this if you clean your room. Now we are negotiating. We're trying to get them to move forward by offering them stuff. But understand, that's overcompensating. This is something that they're supposed to do, and they're supposed to work to earn things, but not us offering and over-offering in the beginning, okay? Now, for going to the movies for cleaning your room, what y'all think? Is that something that is a match, okay? Or is that overcompensating? I tell you what kids end up thinking. When they start to get a lot for doing a little bit, or barely doing a minimum, then they start to develop the mindset, well, what else can I get? You want me to clean the kitchen? Well, what else can I get? What else can I get? What else can I get? Okay? I know for my daughter, I had to completely remove all of those incentives and just have her do it just because she's supposed to, so she could develop her self-discipline and her work ethic, okay? But that's another form of overcompensation that moms do. And we ask, I offer this and I'll give this, and then it's still not working. But that's because your child is focusing on the wrong thing, Okay, they're focusing on what you are going to do instead of how to do it a good job themselves. Okay, so if you find yourself doing that, find out why. Why are you an overcompensating mom? That's a big question. That's tough too. Why are you an overcompensating mom? Why do you feel like everything is your fault? Why do you feel like a failure all the time? And I can relate. I remember when Jazzy was a preemie. She was a baby just from the hospital, and she was in the hospital for, I felt like me having preeclampsia and her being in the hospital for a month in ICU was my fault. I felt like a failure. Like, I started off like that with parenting, right? And when we finally got her home and she had a fever, I just broke down and I just bawled, y'all. I was crying so hard. You know what I mean? So later on, when she got older, there's a lot of overcompensating. I just wanted to take care of her. I wanted to make sure she was okay. My husband was doing the same thing. We have to be good parents. We have to take care of everything for her. And we have to make sure she's set up and make sure she saw us running around like that, man. She decided that's what she was going to focus on. And she's like, she just wanted us to continue to fix everything, take care of everything, give her things, and she didn't want to work for it. Okay? So where's your overcompensating coming from? If you're an overcompensating mom, where does it come from? Why are you overcompensating? Why do you feel like a failure when it comes to parenting for the smallest of things, if this is you? Okay? And I had to tell one mom, you provide a roof over your child's head, right? You feed your children, right? You know what I mean? You make sure that they're clean. You make sure they go to school, right? You doing what you're supposed to do. Okay? Just so she can understand that she's doing a good job. She was doing it on her own. Okay? And now what is he supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? What is their responsibility? What do you want your child to accomplish? What do you want them to do independently? How do you want them to grow? When you take away the always overcompensating, always trying to give your child something so that they move along, when you totally take that away, at first it's going to be like ripping a Band-Aid off, and your children might fight and be upset. But after a while, it clears things out, for them to now be face-to-face with their responsibilities. Okay? Because you're not a failure. You're not even the cause of all of the problems. Okay? For mom to understand this is so important. Everybody is involved. We all have a part. I have my part, and my children have their part. When you send your child to school, you want your child to function independently in the classroom, but you're not in the classroom. So when they get there, they have to do their part. Okay? They have to do their part. So if you find yourself overcompensating, if you find yourself your rewards or your incentives are way too big for what you want your child to do, or your child lacks effort and you working so hard and you end up doing everything, and you thinking, if I just make everything, I don't want to put too much on him. I don't want to put chores on him because he's a kid and needs to play. Or I don't want to stress him out. Or I don't want to overwhelm him. I don't want to. Guess who's being stressed out or overwhelmed? Yep, you are. You are being stressed out or overwhelmed. Guess what chores and responsibility can do for kids? A lot. It can do a lot. And they will grow up with some self-discipline and some work ethic, okay? All right? So I just wanted to talk to you about this because it breaks my heart. Every time I talk to a mom, I can feel the pain through the phone, when she is talking about her child, how much she loves your child, and she's like, I'm basically hand-holding you, I'm giving you everything, I'm trying everything, and it's still not working. Or my child gets an attitude or gets frustrated all the time, or gets mad at me all the time when I try to get him to do this or get him to do that, right? And then they're so upset. Like, no, sis, stand up and decide what you want for yourself and for your child, and have standards, okay? Because you are the center.